A new poll says 57% of Democrats want Bernie Sanders to stay in the primary race until the Democratic National Convention in the summer. This is according to a new NBC News poll that was released yesterday. Let's look at the numbers here, which we have to put on screen for people. What should Sanders do about his campaign for president? Clinton voters say 28% of Clinton voters say Bernie should stay in through the convention, 89% of Sanders voters, and 57% of Democrats overall say that Bernie should stay in all the way to the convention. 0% of Sanders voters say that he should drop out now. 16% overall of Democrats believe that it is time for Bernie Sanders to go. As we covered yesterday, this is very likely to be a contested convention. Bernie Sanders said it. The numbers from Indiana support this. So there are really two main questions here, Lewis, as far as Bernie Sanders staying in. Number one, what is the path to the nomination if Hillary Clinton doesn't clinch but is ahead by 200, 250, 300 pledged delegates, right? If you get to the convention, it's a contested convention. If Bernie is down 200 or 300 delegates, what's the case to be made for giving him the nomination? It can't be just he's more liberal, because it needs to make sense democratically and electorally. What would the case be to make for giving it to Bernie in a contested convention if he's down?
I don't know, because you're not supposed, as a super delegate, you're not supposed to be voting on any whims or on any instincts or on who you think is the best candidate, right? I mean, in an ideal situation, they should be allocated based on the
who
number
won your state.
Yeah. So, I mean, in that case, it would be Hillary Clinton's nomination.
That's question number one, right? What would the rationale be in a contested convention where Bernie is down several hundred pledged delegates to have superdelegates overwhelmingly support him or have pledged delegates switch after a first ballot? That needs to be sort of figured out, particularly as a contested convention looks more and more likely. Issue number two is, if there's a contested convention and Bernie doesn't ultimately win, okay, what specifically do Bernie supporters want at the convention to be open to supporting Hillary Clinton? 2/3 of Bernie supporters have already said, if it's Hillary, we will support Hillary. 1/3 of Bernie supporters have said we will not or we might not. What do you think they would want, Lewis, to consider supporting Hillary Clinton? Maybe just the threat of Trump would be enough.
That would help. Yeah. What do they want? They're not going to get it from Hillary Clinton, whatever they want, because she's the establishment candidate.
Well, but hold on a second. They may not get a $15 minimum wage. Hillary wants 12 or whatever. But if Bernie Sanders can make a good case that it is of utmost importance that his supporters, who have been with him for months and months, not allow Donald Trump or whoever is the eventual Republican nominee to now have 4 years during which he could potentially appoint 3 Supreme Court justices, right? Bernie Sanders could make a pretty strong case for why we should rally as progressives around Hillary Clinton, in spite of her lack of progressivism on many issues. If Bernie supporters really trust Bernie the way they say they do, you would think they would trust him in that endorsement if it eventually comes.
Yes. Although I'd expect conspiracy theories to start flying around, like a cabinet position offered by Hillary, if you were to do that. It would help. Yeah, it would help.